Hello everyone, welcome to Salesforce Predator. So in this channel we discuss about various concepts and technologies, and this video is part of JavaScript series. In this video we will see what is execution context in JavaScript, how JavaScript code is executed, and what is a call stack in JavaScript. Okay, so this is very important video, and most of the things which we will see in this video, so it will form base of JavaScript. Okay, so let's start. Execution context in JavaScript. So when you write a JavaScript program, let's say you have written a piece of code and then you are executing that piece of a code in JavaScript. So first thing what a browser do is create an execution context for your code. Okay. Now that execution context have two components. We have a memory component and we have a code component. Okay, so memory component, it stores key value pairs. And what key value pairs? So it will be storing like variables and their values, then maybe functions and their values, right? So this kind of thing. Then we have code component. Inside the code component, JavaScript code gets executed one line at a time. Okay, JavaScript is a threaded synchronous programming language. Okay, so that means JavaScript code gets executed one line at a time, and also like the second line will be executed only after the first line execution has been finished. Okay, there are three types of execution context in JavaScript. We have a global execution context, we have functional execution context, and then we have eval function execution context. Okay, so you don't have to worry, like I'll be showing everything by using a diagram and also by executing a code one line at a time. So you don't have to worry, you will get all these things. Okay. How JavaScript code is executed? So the JavaScript engine creates a global execution context even before it starts to execute any portion of a code. A new JavaScript execution context gets created every time a function is called and executed as the engine parses through your code. Okay, so whenever there will be a call to function and a function starts executing, there will be a new execution context which will be created. Okay, and when a new execution context is created on a functional call, first step would be creating a memory. Okay, so memory will be created and which will be storing the values or variables or arguments in the function, right? After memory creation phase, step-by-step execution of a code takes place. Let's take an example and understand this very clearly. Okay, so we'll go to our VS Code, and I have already created a program, a smaller JavaScript program. And what I have written over here is we have two variables x and y assigned value 10 and 20 respectively. Then we have a function return sum which is taking two parameters a and b and then returning sum of these two parameters. Okay, the next line, we have call to this function and we are passing arguments x and y to this function. Okay, so let's just copy this code and we will go to whiteboard, paste it over here. Okay, and we'll see how things actually work in background. Okay, so whenever user will submit this code for execution, JavaScript engine will create an execution context, which will nothing be a global execution context, right? So we have seen it in the PPT. So we'll just create an execution context over here. Okay. And we saw the execution context have two parts. We have memory component and then we have code execution component. Okay, fine. Now whenever global execution context is created, the first phase is assignment of a memory to these variables and functions in our program. Okay, so what engine will do, it will check all the variables and functions present in our code and it will assign a memory to it. Okay, So it will be like x, which will be a key. Then we have y. Then we have function return sum, and then we have one more variable sum underscore xy. Okay. Now in case of variable, there will be a value which is undefined assigned to these variables. Okay, so in JavaScript, all the variables which are just declared, so they will be assigned value as undefined. So this will be having value as undefined, this will also be having value as undefined. Okay, and in case of function, what will happen? So it will take the entire function as a value for this key. Okay, so it will take the function like return sum and its body, so entire body will be present as a value over here. Okay, now this is memory creation phase. Next is a code execution phase. Okay, so once the memory execution phase is completed, JavaScript starts executing code one line at a time. Okay, so first it will go to this line, right? It will check what is happening. So variable x has been assigned value as 10, so it will go to the memory component, and instead of undefined, it will assign the new value, which is nothing but 10. Okay, next it will go to this line. It will check y has been assigned as 20 value, so it will assign value as 20 to this variable also. Next it will check, this is a function, so nothing is happening over here, it's not been called yet, right? So it will go to this. Now in this statement, there is a call to this function, right? And we have read in the PPT just that whenever a call to function is made, there is a new execution context being created. Okay, so there will be a functional execution context created which is local to this function, and then the same thing happens again for that particular execution context. Okay, so what will happen? There will be a new execution context created over here. So it will be a new execution context created, right? And it will have again two components. One is a memory component, and another is code execution part, right? Code execution component. Now inside a function, what will happen? So it will check. The first statement is variable this, so it will create a return value variable, right? And assign value as undefined to it. Now this is memory creation phase for this local execution context specific to this function, right? Now code execution phase will start for this function. So it will check what is the first line. So it is doing addition of these two values, and what values we have been passing. So it is passing 10 and 20, right? So what it will do, it will execute this line. 10 plus 20, that's 30 value will be assigned to this return value variable. Okay, so we'll just remove undefined from here, and new value that is 30 will be assigned to this variable. Okay, oh, so we are missing a statement over here, so I'll just add it. Okay, there should be one more statement over here before functions ends, that is nothing but return value. Okay, just consider this line also. Okay, so once the value has been calculated, we will return this value to this variable, right? So once this function has been executed, so what will happen? As soon as the JavaScript engine will see this statement return value, it will pass on this value to the global execution context, or we can say the context which called this function. Okay, so it will pass the value 30, right, to this global execution context, and that value will be assigned to this variable. Okay, so control is now into the global execution context, and new value, that is 30, will be assigned to this variable. Okay, now once the function execution is completed, this the local execution context specific to this function will be removed from the browser. Okay, so this is totally removed because its work is over, right? So it will pass the value to global execution context, pass the control to global execution context, and then this will be destroyed. Next, what will happen? JavaScript engine will check, okay, so this line is there, it has assigned value 30 to this variable. Now it will check there is no line to execute, so it will destroy this execution context as well. Okay, so this global execution context will also be destroyed. So this is how code is executed by JavaScript engine. Okay, so let's go to the VS Code and we will see the actual execution over here, and we'll just add a statement return also before that. So return value, right? We'll save this and we'll execute this code, and we will see line by line what exactly is happening. Okay, I have just added a debugger here so that the execution is paused over here and we can see the line by line execution of this code. Okay, so I'll just execute this code. Okay, so execution is stopped or paused over here, we can say, and you can check here. So this is like a memory component. Okay, so you can see we have a variable x, we have a variable y, and value is undefined, right? We have a variable sum x y also, and its value is also undefined, right? You can also see a function return sum. So if you can see, this is key return sum, which denotes this function only, and if you expand this, you can see this entire function has been copied over here, and arguments, null, and all these parameters are there corresponding to this function. Okay, so this is like memory creation phase. Okay, now it will, once we like resume the execution, it will create code execution phase, and it will start executing the code line by line. Okay, so we will execute this line by line using F10, or we can say F11, let's say. So it will come to here, right, and it will check this 10 value has to be assigned to this variable, right? So if I click on next, you can see variable has been assigned value as 10, so x equal to 10, right, in the memory component. If I click on next, it will assign value y as 20, and then the control is passed to this line. Okay, before that, you can see here in the call stack also, we have this global execution context. You can see the anonymous over here, right? So this is nothing but global execution context. Okay, so if I click next, there will be call to this function, right? And once function call is made, there will be new execution context, right? So if I click next, you can see apart from anonymous, there is new execution context created over here. Okay, this is nothing but this function. Okay, and also corresponding to this function, there is a local memory created also, the memory component, and you can see the values. A has value 20, 10, B has value 20, and return value is still undefined because uh, it's not been executed yet. Okay, so if I execute this, you can see return value is 30, and it is now the control is at this line. And if I click next, you can see that particular execution context is destroyed. Okay, so earlier there was a return some execution context present over here in the call stack, but it has been destroyed, and now only this anonymous, that is nothing but a global execution context present over here. Okay, and again you can see the variables of global execution context present over here, and you can see value 30 has been assigned to this variable. Now if I click on next, what should happen? So it will destroy the global execution context as well. Okay, so if I click on next, you can see the anonymous has been removed from the call stack and the corresponding memory component also, right? So this is how it executes. You can execute this entire code in browser also and just verify there also. Okay, so let's say if I copy this piece of code, and let's say if I open any browser, and let's say we'll inspect, go to console, and we can paste our code over here. Okay, now if I click on enter, execution will start. Okay, so let's click on enter. You can see execution started, but it paused over here because we have added a debugger. Okay, so let's say the line by line execution now. Before that, you can see here in the call stack there is a anonymous present over here, so this refers to global execution context. And let's start executing it. So we have this global over here in the scope. If I expand this, you can see there are certain parameters also, right? So if I search for X over here, let's see. Yeah, you can see X and Y both are undefined. Similarly, you can also find some underscore XY somewhere. Yeah, here it is present. Some XY is undefined, and there is this return sum function also present over here. Okay, so this was done while creation of a memory phase. Right now execution started, so let's go to the X now, and we will see how values get changed. Okay, so we are assigning values 10 to this X variable. So if I click on next, you can see this got refreshed. And in X you can see the value as 10. Okay, so similarly it will refresh again. You will see the value as Y, and the control pass to this line. If I click on next, now once I click on next, if you go to call stack, you can see a new execution context has been created and control is there in this execution context. Okay, now if I click on next, return value is assigned value. So if I go and check in the local scope, so here is the local scope, and return value has been assigned value as 30. Okay, now we'll click on next again. So control is out of this function. Now if you can see the call stack now, so the local execution context specific to this function has been destroyed. Okay, now if I click again next, so all the execution context has been destroyed and our execution has been completed. Okay, so this is how code is executed in the background. So if you have any questions, you can write it down in the comment sections. Okay, so we'll go to our next point, JavaScript execution stack. Okay, JavaScript execution stack has a behavior of last in first out. Okay, so whenever a code is executed, or we can say whenever a code is submitted for execution, a global execution context is created and it is put inside this execution stack of JavaScript. Next, while execution, if we find another function, there is a new execution context created specific to that function, and that is placed again inside that stack. Okay, and the control is transferred to the new stack, right? So this is like last in first out. Now once the function's execution has been completed, that execution context is destroyed and removed from that stack, right? So the function execution context created was created last and it is removed first, right? So that's why the behavior is last in first out. JavaScript engine can only be executing within a single context, right? So how does it will manage this? It will manage using this execution stack. So whenever a JavaScript engine first encounters your script, it creates a global execution context and pushes it inside a execution stack. Whenever engine finds another function invocation, so it will create a new execution context for that function and pushes it to the top of the stack. Okay. Now engine executes the function whose execution context is at the top of the stack, and when this function completes, its execution stack is popped off from the stack and the control reaches to the context below it in the current stack. So in our example, it was global execution stack, uh, global execution context, correct? So I'll just explain you with the help of diagram also. So let's go there in our program, okay? So just corresponding to this, there will be an execution stack, okay? So I'll just draw it over here. This is, let's say, execution stack, okay? Now, as soon as memory component is created and a global execution context is created, it is pushed inside this stack, okay? So here it will have first global execution context, okay? Now, as soon as control comes to this statement and there is a call made to this function, right? So a local execution context specific to this function is created and it is put, or we can say pushed inside this stack. Okay, so this is nothing but an execution stack, right? And here it will be return sum, that is name of function, and execution context, okay? Now once the execution of this function is completed, this execution context of this function is destroyed and it's popped off the stack. So control will be transferred to the execution context below it inside the stack, and in our case it is global execution context. So this is how control is transferred between different execution contexts, okay? So using this execution stack in JavaScript, okay? So let's go to our presentation. Right, so we have discussed in this video the execution context in JavaScript. We have discussed different types of execution context. Then we actually saw how the execution works line by using a program and executing it both in the browser as well as with the help of diagram I have shown you. And we have also seen what is a call stack in JavaScript and what's its role in execution of a program, correct? So this is it for this video. If you have any questions, you can write it down in the comment section, and thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe this channel.